my name is Syed Zainul-Abideen, and I work for HomeSmart, which is the real estate company. That's the broker. And my clients are residential, single-family home buyers, and also commercial buyers, and also investors who are looking to invest in properties. It could be commercial or residential.
How did you get started in all of this?
So it's a long story. I did my MBA from University of Houston here, and then when I finished, I was working for GE Capital in the real estate division. So I worked there for 17 years, and I got laid off. And I had this real estate license on the side. I've never worked on it, nothing. But then my boss said, "Why are you finding the other job? Why don't you start doing this?" And I said, "It's a good opportunity for me because the people around me, my community, my mosque, and people around my friends, they were always looking for a realtor, a good realtor." So I said, "Okay, let me start." And I know it was the month of Ramadan. I was sitting, and one of the brothers came in. I want to sell one of my investment properties, and I said, "Yeah, sure, I can help you." And this was my first time. I was nervous, but I always felt confident about myself, though. So I said, "Yeah, we can help you." And I studied a lot about how to deal with it, with the paperwork and all that. Although I had the license a long time ago, but you have to review everything, right? You have to know what you're doing. So I did that. And one day, after a week, another brother was saying, "I wanted an investment property." So I said, "Okay, here it is. Do you want to buy this? It's a really nice house. You can go and check it out." And that day, I made $8,000 on the spot. Within a few weeks, I said, "Wow, this really works." So I got motivated after that, and that's how it started.
So it was trial by fire.
Exactly.
Well, I can vouch that you are an amazing real estate agent. I have worked with a lot of agents back in Virginia, the DMV area, and you were the first person that I reached out to. And you just blew me away with how patient you were and how knowledgeable you were with the area. So
Thank you so much. Yeah, the one thing that I've learned in my business is, you'll have all sorts of different clients, right? The main thing is to look for the best interest and be patient with them all the time. Things will go wrong, and I have seen that in every transaction there are hiccups. There's not one transaction that it went 100% smoothly. There are things that come out, financing, things that go wrong with the house. You have to go back and get some money from the sellers to get it fixed. All these things happen, but you have to look for the best. Like if you are buying that property, what would you do, right? So that's what I come in and take that position and say, this is the property I'm buying. So I have to work really hard for my client. And that's my the thing that I do for my clients.
Well, I was going to say, one thing that I never doubted was your dedication and your commitment to making sure that we got the best properties and the studio space that we're sitting in as well. You were always 100% behind us, and I can vouch for that.
Thank you for your trust in me.
Okay, so I was going to ask you about a specific moment that you realized that real estate was your calling. Was it when you got that $8,000 check?
Yeah, because I was actually looking for other jobs at the same time. But then when I got, I made like 8,000 the first month, and then the next month it was more and more and more because people around me were like, looking for properties, and because I was attached to a center in my community where people trusted me from before because I've been involved with helping in volunteer work all the time. So they knew that they would trust me. And there are so many agents in Houston area, at least 50,000, I would say. Some make it, some don't. It was very challenging for me, but the support from my community came, and I think the trust was the main thing. And they still trust me. And it's my business is word of mouth. I helped you, and if I did a good job, you will always recommend me to somebody else, right? To your family, your friends.
So, 100%. Yeah, I was going to say trust is always the biggest thing, not just for real estate agents, but for all professionals, all relationships. I think trust, if you can trust them, then,
True.
It's easy to move forward. Have you had any mentors or influences in your real estate journey that you can think of?
That's a good question. Everybody who worked around me were kind of very, very helpful. I would say. Whenever I had questions, my brokers, my people who I worked with. But I think if you want to be successful, you need to work hard on gaining as much knowledge in whatever field you are. So I was taking a lot of classes, trying to understand what the market is, how to analyze the market, how to analyze the pricing of the houses. So I did a lot of study by myself initially, right? Now, you're still learning throughout the process. Every time, every year, I learn more and more new things and I gain experience. Like negotiating is one more thing that I was not good at in the beginning, but then I said, no, if I'm buying a house, and most of my clients are like from subcontinent or Asia, so they are hard in negotiating. They know that we want to get a house at the lowest possible price. So that was something that I learned through my experience. It doesn't come right away.
You are a good negotiator.
Thank you.
All right, so let's actually talk about the Houston market trends and what are you seeing in terms of the most significant trends in the Houston real estate market right now, and how do they compare to what you were seeing maybe a year ago?
So yes, that's a very good question because just after COVID, the prices of the house really went up high in Houston, all over the United States. But Houston was like, you had to have like 20 offers to get to one house. So basically, I've seen a lot of change now. Right now, there's a change because the prices of the houses are going down. And yesterday they announced that the interest rates is going to go down 0.5%. So obviously there'll be people would start buying houses more. Prices are still down, and they were going down this whole year. So I was telling all my investor clients this is the best time to buy because the prices have gone. It's the buyer's market. It's not the seller's market. I had 3 houses on sale, and it was taking too long, 3, 4, 5 months on the market, and that's how it was. But I think it's going to change in 2026. People will start seeing more people will be buying because of the interest rates going down. It's a new year, so hopefully things will change.
So in terms of neighborhoods or areas in Houston that you're most excited about for buyers and investors in 2025, what do you think is driving that growth?
It is a lot of people are moving to Houston, right? So, like yourself, right? You moved to Houston for a certain purpose, and people have different aspirations and maybe jobs and kids' education or the weather in Houston, all of that. So, people are moving to Houston a lot. So, I would say that that is one of the things that is a trend right now because Houston still has the lowest, the cost of living is still low. So that's why, that's one thing that, and plus people, when they have a smaller house, they want to move to a bigger house or a bigger house to a smaller house. So that also happens, or from an apartment to a house.
Are there certain areas that you like in Houston? I know you can't
Yeah.
recommend certain areas, but
Yeah, but
just that you're personally excited about?
but most of my business is done in the Katy area, Richmond, Sugarland. These are and Cypress. These are the good neighborhoods with good school districts and good communities. So most people prefer these areas rather than the east side of Houston, mostly north and northwest or southwest.
Houston's economy is heavily tied to energy. How do fluctuations in the oil and gas industry impact the local real estate market? Or do you see any type of impact? And what should buyers and sellers understand about that relationship?
So Houston has a very stable real estate market, I would say, compared to the East Coast and the West Coast. Properties there, they go up really high and then they go down. Houston has a very steady growth. The only thing that happened major was after COVID when the prices had gone up really high. That was the only time we saw. Apart from that, the market, because not only the energy sector is here, plus we have the medical here too, right? So it's a big medical center, medical hub in Houston. And most of the people work in that area. So it's pretty stable, I would say, the real estate. So typically, if you invest in a property, if you buy a property, definitely it will go up in value on a steady pace during the next 5, 10, 15 years.
Nice. I like that. For somebody who just bought
Yeah.
2 cones. How does Houston's lack of zoning laws create unique opportunities or challenges compared to the major markets you've observed?
Can I?
Isn't there like Houston, it's not as strict with their zoning?
Zoning, yes, agree. Yeah, but you see, the people who like to purchase houses, mostly my clients are mostly in the suburbs of Houston, like Richmond, Sugar Land. So over there, but if you go to more towards the downtown area, then you can feel the zoning. There's a store here and then a house next to it, right? You can see that. But in these master plan communities, I don't see that much.
The
Because
HOA.
you see, yeah, HOA, yeah, they control everything.
Understood. Walk us through your process when you first meet a new client. How do you determine what they really need versus what they think they want?
Yeah, that's a very good question because, you determine what their requirements are, of course. Of course, they have specific requirements, especially for the first home buyers. The second home buyers, you don't have to coach them because they've already living in a house. They know what they want now because they have been living, they have experienced it. They will tell you exactly what they're looking for, and you have to search for that because if they want a swimming pool in the house, they want a swimming pool like you. So yeah, so that's you have to look for that. But the first home buyers, you have to take them, you have to treat them, and most of them they don't know much. You have to let them know. The roof is very important. The AC units are very important. Don't go for houses that are too old, or they're not updated. So you have to kind of help them out.
Yeah, coach them a little bit.
Yes.
You tried coaching me quite a few times. I
Did
listened
I?
to most of them. We're talking about first-time home buyers, what's the biggest mistake that you see first-time home buyers making in the Houston market, and how do you help them avoid it?
So basically, they are just looking at the house as such because this is their first house, right? So they will go with anything that they first like, right? I have to point them out. This house has this feature which may be inconvenient for you. For example, right? If it's the house is sitting right on the street where the cars are coming in the night, the headlights are open. Every time the car comes, your house will be bright. So those are the things that it comes with experience. If a person has already lived in a house, they would know that. But these are the things that you coach, right? And the things that are in the house, the flow of the house. They may like it at the first time. As soon as you enter, there's a kitchen there, and they would still like the house. But I would say, yeah, hey, yeah, it is nice, but when you enter, you don't want the kitchen right in front of you. Things like that. I have to kind of guide them.
Yeah, because you don't think about those things.
Yeah.
In such a competitive market, what specific strategies do you use to help your buyers stand out and win offers?
As I said, right now it's the buyer's market. So I just closed on a house. Today is Friday, right? Last Friday. So I got a really sweet deal for that guy. He wanted to invest in a property. His budget was, there was a budget that he wanted to spend, and I showed him the houses, and I said, this house, the particular one that I liked, had everything that he needed, and he should go with that. And he was convinced because he just bought a new house, but this was his investment property. I made sure that the roof was newer. All the appliances were new. It had solar panels on it. So it was a sweet deal, and I negotiated so much for him that they came down almost like $40,000 with all these new appliances and the updates that they did in the house. So, these are the things. This is an example that I'm giving you, but I would go to each client and see what their needs are and then find the best available. And I don't mind showing 50 properties to them.
I can vouch for that as well.
Yeah, I don't mind because some people are like, oh, I'm fed up of showing houses, they're not buying it. You have to feel yourself. Some people are like that. Some people will just show like 5 houses and they will select one. But you have to be patient with them because they are the buyers. They have to like the property before they buy.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're not just a seller's agent. You work with your buyers as well. So I know a lot of agents that in the DMV area, the Virginia area, they have seller's agents and then buyer's agents because the one they don't want to go and show 50 houses. They only want to list the home,
Yes, yeah. That's pretty simple. Listing a house is simple, but you just have to wait. I mean, showing houses is, I think it's a little more a challenging and tougher job because you have to really spend time with your client. And, now that my son is also involved in real estate, so he's helping me out too as I'm getting older. So,
Growing your team.
yes.
Send him, let him do all the
Yeah.
showings. How do you maintain relationships with clients after the transaction closes? And why is that important for your business?
It is extremely important for me because once you are with a client for a couple of months showing them houses, you build a relationship with them. They have any issues, they will call you. They can go to their find out, but they know that they can trust me. They want something done in their house, some renovations, things like that. They will always contact me because I've built up a relationship with them and they trust me.
You are literally the first person that I go to when I have questions about anything, including my daughter was getting married. I said, could I have the contact info? Anything with this new studio space, I'm messaging you. And even my son. So we moved out here to get my kids into a certain school. One of my
Right.
boys, I didn't think was going to be able to get into the school. And I was so stressed and upset. And somehow it all fell into place. And you had a big part in that. So thank God.
No, I mean, of course, it was your persistence to get him into the school, I think, parents, and I agree that, I want to help wherever I can.
Yeah.
If I can't, I'll still try.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. You are definitely, just want to vouch for all these things that you're saying. In terms of your team, you're growing your team. In terms of your son joining, tell me a little bit about that and how you keep your team, yourself and him, and keep
So
people
yeah,
motivated.
actually he just started like in April of this year, and he was interested in. He's doing computers on the side, so he's 23 years old, and he's was very much interested in real estate. So I said, I have so much in me that I can teach somebody the whole process and how to go about it. And then when he got interested himself, then I said, okay, you can join the team, take the license, get the license, and I will coach you. So he's still under coaching, but he's with me. Now I gave him one deal yesterday, and I said, you do everything. If you have questions, I'm going to support you. But now since last 7-8 months, you've been looking at me and doing some transactions, you know everything, but you are responsible for it. You will get the whole commission. So he's excited.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the entire commission. Now I don't have to share it with Baba.
I mean, and what an amazing opportunity for him, because I know a lot of agents, they just go out on their own and they don't have that coaching support. And actually the people that bought our home in Virginia, they had one of those agents, and she made a lot of mistakes, which we were better off as the sellers for it. But I was just like, those people. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, so what's your philosophy on work-life balance in real estate? I was just talking about how much just me, one of your clients, leans on you for support, but how do you balance work and life?
So I really like this business. You know why? Because when I was working in a 9-to-5 job, I was under somebody, a manager. I had to report to him, although I had a very good position there. But still, there's somebody above you, and you have to report and you have to be responsible. You have to be there at 9 o'clock. You have to attend all the meetings. Here, in this, it's my own business. I will make myself available according to my client's needs and my schedule too. And all the time, they're very flexible in making those schedules. So it's the ease of doing work, right? I work all day long. I mean, I don't have any time. I get up 9 o'clock in the morning and sleep at 11 o'clock in the night, and I'm still working if I had to. And some days I'm not working. I don't have the business, so I'm free. So I'm spending time with my family. So it all depends on the business, how busy I am. And my family is very understanding.
So it doesn't sound like it bothers you too much with people text messaging you, asking you random questions,
No,
saying, please
believe
show
me, it's not, because I love that. I love helping out people. Plus, I'm involved in other volunteer work too. So I'm always on the phone doing things. Like tonight we have a program and I'm involved in that. And, I've been dealing with it this morning. But I like to be busy. That's the main thing. If you're not busy, then, it's not for me.
So, beyond real estate, what do you love about living and working in Houston? What would you tell someone who's considering relocating here?
It's the community, I would say, number one. Most of my clients, as I said, come from, Middle East and Asia, and some of them are from here too, but they like to kind of live within their communities and where their religious centers are and all of that. So for them, since it's a big city, a metropolitan city, we have so many different religions and customs and people from different countries. So it's a big metropolitan city. That's one of the things why Houston is attractive to a lot of people.
Off the top of your head, are there any hidden gems or underrated aspects of Houston you wish more people knew about?
I would say the question is like some good spots, you mean? Or
Yeah, like some hidden gems, something that a lot of people don't know about, but you're like, more people should
yeah.
know.
Well, I have to think about it because Houston is mainly the people like the food over here. So they have a lot of different types of restaurants, different, you can find a Turkish restaurant to Mexican food, all of that. But yeah, mainly it's like that. But, NASA is here, all those people that they know. But I mean, it's a flat land. It's not very scenic like you come from, it's beautiful, where you come from. Austin is a nice place to go and visit once in a while, but Houston does not offer that much of scenic places or something like that. But it's good because the community is there. A lot of restaurants are here, and basically you can make a lot of friends here too. Yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I go to Agha's, which is a good restaurant, once in a while. And this week we are going to a place called Jin Soy. It's a Chinese halal restaurant. So we've heard a lot of it, but so we're planning to go there. Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, looking ahead to the next 2 to 3 years, what do you predict for Houston's real estate market? And what should buyers, sellers, and investors be preparing for?
For buyers, I would
Sorry, go ahead.
sellers. Okay.
Buyers, sellers, and investors.
Okay. So for sellers, there's always an opportunity. There are always buyers available to buy your house. Right now, it's a little bit slow for sellers. I think it will change next year because of the interest rates are going down, and we expect it to go another dip probably towards end of spring. That's what I'm hearing. But that will make the housing more affordable for the buyers, and sellers will have the opportunity to sell the house at a good price too. So investors, it's always a good place in Houston for investors, because once you invest in a single family home or a property here, the laws of tenants are very, very easy here. If they don't make a payment for 1 month, you can actually evict them in Houston by doing some. Within a couple of months, that person is gone out of your house. Unlike California or other places, it takes almost 6 months to a year to evict a person. So that's why people are more attracted to purchase investment properties in Houston.
Yeah, that makes sense. Where do you see your business and your team in 5 years, and what goals are you working towards that excite you the most?
Yeah, so basically my goal is to, as I said, to prep my son and have him, although he's in computers, he can have this job, whatever he chooses. But that's my effort right now for the next at least couple of years so that he becomes successful and he learns the trades and how to be customer service oriented. That's what I want to instill in him, that's the main thing. Your customer is the main thing. And if you serve your customer good, of course your business will grow. You don't even have to advertise anything. I don't do any advertising. Just on Facebook, sometimes I put your post, but that's it. Yeah, but nothing else. Yeah.
I love that. And then I have 2 more questions. My next question is, tell me a little bit about who you are outside of real estate, because I didn't realize you were a Hollywood star. You're an actor.
No, I'm not an actor. I do this. It was a fluke, and this was a stage play that I had done for an organization here, and they liked my performance, and then every year they tell me to come and do a stage play for them. So I'm not an actor, but I try to be an actor. I like it because that's my pastime. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else that you're involved in? I know you're very involved in.
Yeah, I'm very involved with my community. I would say with the school that we have here in Houston, I was very involved from the inception. Even there were like 5 students there, and now, we have like about almost 600 plus, and we have a waiting list. So, from the inception, I was involved in the school, and plus my community. I try to volunteer wherever possible.
And that's the Al Hadi School.
Yes, it is.
#1 best school
Yes.
ever. Love it.
Thank you.
And then my last question is, in terms of like something that you want to leave the audience with, any type of sayings or thoughts or reminders that you want to make sure that you.
I think I would say in any business or any profession, if you work hard and if you are honest and patient, I think that's the main step. And if you take one step towards the good, I think God will give you extra steps to move forward.
Love it. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. And I
Thank you.
love that you are our first episode.
Thank you so much for your time.